Talking to all you people that go gym for 45 minutes to 1 hour. Like, tell me right now how you can do an effective workout in that time period. When you actually think of it, you're on cardio machines for what, 20 minutes? You're telling me you got another 20 to 30 minutes to complete all the workouts you set out to do. Impossible. This is why you guys are not seeing results. 1 hour workouts are not going to get anywhere. I'm telling you right now.
I can't lie, this has probably got to be one of the worst takes that I have seen a personal trainer take. It'd be one thing if this was just like a regular random gym guy or meathead, but this is actually a personal trainer that even has a book talking about how to become a six-figure personal trainer, and this is the tips that he's giving out as a blanket statement to a lot of people. I feel like it's a very, very, very dumb take, which is why it's probably gone viral, because the comments are eating his ass, simply because context matters. Now, if he's talking to a specific group of people like professional competitive bodybuilders, then yeah, 45 minutes to 60-minute workouts is probably not going to get you on the stage. However, if you're talking to the majority of people, which most people are going to be when you put this kind of stuff on social media, and especially based off the clients of his that I'll show you guys later, they are regular people. A regular person can definitely benefit from 60 minutes in the gym and see progress. And the reason why I really hate this statement is simply because this is one of the reasons why regular people that want to get into fitness or exercise generally hate bodybuilders or people that do weight training, because sometimes personal trainers that do this style of training, they start to thinking that bodybuilding is the only route to get like progress, or everybody in the gym wants to look like a bodybuilder. And that is not the case. Good portion of my current clients, they have no interest in looking technically like a bulky bodybuilder. They just want to get in shape. They're parents, they're busy people. They just want to lose the belly and look a little bit muscular. And that's about it. And that can be achieved in 3 to 4 sessions a week of around 60 minutes in the gym.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but more work does not mean better results. Quality work done consistently means better results.
Because at the end of the day, quality and effort is much better than just duration. Because you gotta think, the more optimal you actually spend it in the gym, like you're not just in there during that period, just fucking around on your phone or just basically not doing the thing. If you actually go in the gym and you're by yourself, ideally, and just training, you can get a great session done in 45 minutes to 60 minutes. Now, if there was more time available, would that be beneficial? Sometimes, but at the end of the day, what this guy is saying is, I fully don't agree with it. He's got more to say, so let's listen to the rest of it first, in case I'm taking it out of context. But let me know down below what your thoughts are on training less than an hour, and let me know how long you currently train. Like, everybody watching, comment down below how long you typically spend in the gym on average.
The worst thing is those people that go gym for that time period, half of that time they're on their phone. They're on their phone, on Instagram, on Snapchat. So you're not actually doing an effective 1 hour workout. You're probably doing like 20 to 30 minutes. And this is why I get confused when people say, new year, new me. You're not doing nothing. You're not seeing no results because you're on the same bullshit. So guys, if you want to switch up your routine and you're not seeing results, I'm telling you right now, you need to be in that gym for at least 2 hours. Stop this 45 minutes to an hour BS. Like, those people that do that are not seeing no results, no gains, and they're probably stuck in the same position as they were in the year before. So guys, follow my routine. It has to be 2 hours minimum.
Minimum?
Less than 2 hours. That is the way to go if you're going to the gym and looking for serious gains.
I don't think that has to be the case. For example, going deeper into the context matters. Like, for example, certain training styles and routines just are not going to fit this box that you said. You got some people that train using bro splits, and they train arms on their own specific day or shoulders on their own specific day. Do you really believe in your brain that if you apply this logic to them, they should be training their arms for 2 hours plus? That's insane. Like, arms is such a tiny group, you don't need that. Shoulders don't even, most muscle groups will not need 2 hours plus as a minimum. Realistically, 4 to 5 effective workout sets where you actually pushing yourself intense is needed. You don't really need to be doing like 10, 11 workouts. Now, for example, someone like extremely overweight that wants to get in shape, you're probably gonna have to allot some time for cardio like you mentioned, which is true. However, if this person, for example, only has a specific time that they have available, you can definitely make a routine to match it. Now, would more time be better for them long term? Yeah. But if people haven't got that, like parents and people I mentioned earlier, we're going to say, for example, for his clients, which I'm pretty sure you must have some that fall into that category, that just only have roughly around an hour to play with, what's he going to do? Turn them away, or just say to them, well, there's almost no point starting because you're not going to be able to see results? I don't think he would do that. If anything, I 100% don't believe he would do that. I believe he would create a routine catered to that group. Otherwise, every client he has that potentially trains less than 2 hours, he's scamming them because in his head, he truly don't believe that they're going to see progress. Without being disrespectful, you see how this thing starts sounding a little bit stupid. And as I said, they started eating them up in the comments because some of them were just saying like quality over quantity. And I train 30 minutes. I am not a bodybuilder. Now, 30 minutes, I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit on the low end. However, if they're seeing results, great for them. But in general, for most of my clients, I normally want at least 45 minutes, especially if they have to do cardio, like they want to lose excess lot of weight. But if I've got someone that's fairly on the slimmer side that just wants to add on muscle, I could even work with 30 minutes. It's not ideal, but it can definitely get done. Because there's many ways to skin a cat, even though that phrase is disgusting. But the whole point is that you have to remember is that one, everyone is slightly different, have different goals. And two, everyone has different circumstances. 30-minute workout sessions, probably not as optimal as doing an hour, simply because you can't do as much things and you have to be much more rushed or have to create a circuit or whatever it is, but results can still happen. If the client themselves are content understanding that it's going to take a little bit longer to achieve my goal because currently I have less time to play with, then that's perfectly fine. But the fact that you're trying to say to them that it's not possible is where people start like getting worried. They're thinking, well, is there any point even starting the gym? Is there any point paying for a coach? If people are saying that I have to do at least 2 hours to see any progress and I haven't got that, it's almost no point starting. I might as well have to either wait until I have that time or I might as well pack it in and not try. And that is not the case. Remember, consistency is the most important thing. If you consistently do a 3 to 4 times a week sessions of around 40 minutes to 60 minutes, you will gradually see results. First, it will start off probably with your fitness and your muscular endurance and your actual endurance if you're mixing a little bit of cardio. Then as you get better and more, less fatigued during workouts, you can push yourself and make it more intense and see progress. Even if it is at a slower pace, progress is better than nothing. So I feel like people like him are disingenuous, especially when they start factoring in like lazy clients now, because they're talking about people that not just 60 minutes, but people that now that are on their phone. Yeah, if you go to the gym, you only have 40 minutes to 60 minutes and you spend half an hour on your phone, then yeah, you're an idiot and you've wasted your time. However, if you're someone that's dedicated, that really wants to make a change, and you're going to the gym and you're training for 45 minutes to 60 minutes, you can definitely see results. And to say that is not possible is retarded. I'm not sure you can even say that anymore. Overall, I just feel like it's a very bad statement. It'd be interesting to know what you guys think. But with that being said, I will be honest, put my hand up and say, I have done many workouts that have been over 2 hours. But if I had my hand on heart and was truly honest, I didn't need to be in there 2 hours plus. It just so happened that I was really enjoying the gym and I like the gym. So I like going there. I don't mind spending longer. I liked getting the pump. I just felt really good that day. I was vibing. So I stayed longer. So the last like half an hour or so was more just, I'm not gonna say vanity, but it was just enjoyment. Like I wanted to be there. I wouldn't probably advocate doing 2 hours every single session because a lot of the times I don't need it. And especially now since I've had like a kid, I kind of feel guilty being in the gym 2 hours plus when it's not really needed. Occasionally I may be there, especially if I'm there with one of my friends. I'll be there, maybe chatting in between sets and it will bump up the time. But on an average basis, like many people out there, as you get older, you probably can't justify being in the gym over 2 hours on a consistent basis because one, it's not really necessary, and two, you've probably got other obligations that you can't really be just not throwing away, but using up so much time. You need to be in and out. It's one of the reasons why, as of late, when people ask to train with me, you know, honestly, I kind of say no a lot of the times because I just want to get in the gym, get out, and carry on with the rest of my day. I love the gym, I enjoy the gym, but I've got to that point in my life now, I'm like, I've got other priorities and I can't afford to be fucking around in there for much longer than I need to be. I need to be efficient, in and out. Let me know down below if you can relate to that or if it just sounds foreign. Considering this personal trainer, who apparently came from, I think, struggling with anorexia and managed to build up a very good physique, for him to try and put out a statement that, you know, honesty kind of would deter a good portion of people if they truly believed it, isn't the best look in my opinion. However, to give grace, I even went through his content just to show, like, for example, right here, you've got one of his clients. Bear in mind, he said that he don't recommend less than 2 hours. If you look at the training she's doing, I highly doubt that he has her doing this sort of training for 2 hours straight. Like, this type of workout, to be honest, based on what she's doing, cardio-based weighted routines and moving her body, this is normally a kind of routine that many coaches will give to someone that is short on time and doesn't want to do a typical, you know, bodybuilder type training because that's probably not her goal. She probably just wants to lose weight and get fitter. So an exercise that almost encompasses that, like, has you moving your body around, using weights as and when effectively just to mix it in to make it harder and make it more challenging, is the route you would go. Now, this routine, I would almost bet money that she's not doing this for 2 hours plus, or as he says, 2 hours minimum. I feel like this routine, based on what he's showing, is probably roughly around the hour mark, because she's not going to be running backwards and forwards like a crazy person for that long. So I do feel like he probably don't even live by that statement himself. But in closing, I'll sum all this to say that people like this, as I said earlier in the video, are definitely one of the reasons why regular people have such a disdain for bodybuilders, because they just feel like you're just meatheads and you only think one way. Like, not everybody is going to do a, for example, 60-minute workout routine and then just whack on 20-30 minutes of cardio at the end, because whether they find it boring or it's not sustainable for them because they haven't got the time, it is a factor. You know what I mean? Like, back in the day, I would do, like, for example, my hour, maybe hour and a half training routine. And then if I was cutting during that period, I would then do 30 to 60 minutes of cardio after that. So I am looking at 2.5 hours. However, as more obligations stacked up as I got older and I couldn't really justify doing that, I had to kind of switch things up, made things more optimal, narrowed down things where I'm just kind of doing junk volume. For example, what I had to do then is realize that I need to up my daily steps outside of the gym more naturally, so I can kind of not have to spend that much time in the gym doing cardio specifically. I also invest in a treadmill for my house as well. Not everyone obviously can do that, but I had to realize that the fact that I can't spend so much time in the gym, I had to make ways around it. If anything, if he had said what he had said, and just said this applies to those that have considerable weight to lose and need to do a good chunk of cardio as well, I would be more on board. But because he made this as a blanket statement and about, like, you know, getting bigger and seeing results, it's not really the truth. Because if you've got someone that's fairly on the slimmer side, that doesn't even need to do cardio, they just need to really weights and eat more calories, they should not have to be in the gym like 2 hours plus. It's getting to the point where you are just doing junk volume and you're doing it just to make yourself feel better rather than actually being optimal. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on the topic. I want to make more videos like this where I kind of just break down my true thoughts without being too... But I'm trying to get back to my roots of just being blunt, and when I see something I think stupid, just to call it out and just be like, I do not agree whatsoever. And I want to do that more, but not like in a Greg Doucette way, but in like a legit, you know, non-performative way. But with that being said, if you are someone that needs to get in shape and you haven't got 2 hours to train, be sure to let me know down below. Hit up my coaching links. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one.